Yo, 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 yo. Welcome back to the studio, my people. It is me, Jason Gooner, in the studio, and it is World Cup Nightly Day 8. And today we have a great matchup. While we have the stream going, it is going to be Mexico versus South Korea. These two teams got the victory to start off their World Cup in Group A. So this should be the matchup that should let us know who tops the group, as two teams that didn't get any points drew to date on 1 point. So of course, if they can get to 6 points today, even 4 points today, that's a very, very advantageous spot to be. So all to play for in Group A tonight. This one will be in Guadalajara. It should be a very pro-Mexican crowd facing the South Koreans. So we'll see how the South Koreans handle that tonight. Is in a sense playing a away World Cup match. So I have the two teams sheets ready to show you guys. So we're gonna get that pulled up on the screen, and of course, you guys know this is on YouTube, so the best way to support the channel is by liking, sharing, and subscribing. If you want to become a member to the channel, locate the join button in the description. Hit that join button and join to become a member. It is $1.99 a month. That's another way you can support. And you can always support on each and every show by dropping your comment in the form of a super chat. All right, people? Yeah, man, throw some money upon the board. Where Work Hard for the World Cup is a place you can forward and taking the game. You know, we get the top-notch analysis, you get some banter, you get some joke, and yeah, we're gonna hold some serious reasoning as well. So you don't know, this is the place to be for all your World Cup nights. Yeah, man, tune in, pass through, drop your like, sanitize up the place. You see me, drop your super chat and go about your business if you want. But we'll be here up until the end of this game. We're gonna definitely preview day 9. 4 more matches to come tomorrow. Of course, we will return tomorrow night. Not really sure. I think I might actually be live tomorrow for the Brazil match. It just depends on how the day end off for me, if I can get home in time and finish up my business before we start the last game, or before we start the stream that night. All right. So we'll shoot for try to the Brazil versus Haiti game live. And of course, you know, that will be the nightly / live for the night. All right. So tonight, though, we have Mexico taking on South Korea, and that match should kick off in about 16 minutes from now. So we're gonna go ahead and make sure we get on the screen the matchup for tonight. All right. So it will be in Estadio Akron. Reggae Boys fans should remember this place. This is where we faced off against DR Congo in the playoffs, and also New Caledonia. Big up yourself, CK in the building, one of the members, one of the founding members. Yeah, man, respect for the support. Him said 3 flags for the 3 Lions. Yeah. Explain the first red card, please. I think they deemed it a foul on the player Michel, even though the player was trying to not tangle up feet and didn't even make a play on the ball. Once Tejan Buchanan is hit from behind like that and it is deemed a foul, it's clearly the denial of a goal scoring opportunity, so it has to be a red card. Typically, if you make a play on the ball, you have a chance to get a yellow. But I think once it was looked at again and they deemed it a clear goal scoring opportunity being denied, then it was given a red card. But I think the argument, Michelle, that most people are having is there was really no contact. It was almost like he anticipated the contact, went down, and kind of sold it. So, you know, if that's how you feel, Michelle, I totally understand. But you see, once the referee says it's a foul, by the letter of the law, he has to get the red card too. It's kind of sad, but yeah, so it go. I think if it was inside the box, because they don't want to penalize you twice, he probably would have gotten away with the yellow only. But because it was outside the box and just a free kick, yeah, the red could be back in play there. Up full, Wagwan Jagans. Yeah, man, we're there, you know. But the game soon starts, you know. So I'm gonna let you know right now. For the Mexico game, I'm gonna go Mexico 3, South Korea 2. The Guadalajara fans going, you know, big up. Wagwan Demo there, you know. Yeah, man. So let me get on the screen real quick and fast the lineups for today. I think this match should be a really good match. Two teams that play front foot attacking football. Both teams like to pressure their opponents as well. So I expect fireworks in this game. So Mexico made 2 changes from the starting 11 the last game. They made a change at right back. Israel Reyes goes to the bench. I thought he was a surprise starter for me. Actually, sorry, 3 changes. One of them forced. Of course, Montez getting a red card late, so he's suspended for this game. So Edson Alvarez steps into the center back role for him as the captain. Johan Vasquez will partner him in center back. Gallardo seems like he's been around this Mexican national team forever. He's starting at left back again. Jorge Sanchez takes the place of Reyes at right back. And Eric Lira keeps his place as the central midfielder in there. Brian Gutierrez, who could have played for the US as well, but decided to choose to play for Mexico, started the first game. Drew the red card, the first red card that South Africa got in the first game. He's back in the starting lineup. And Luis Romo, who we didn't see in the first game, surprisingly, I thought he might play where Lira played. He'll be playing in this as well. And I think that shows me the respect that Aguirre is showing the opponent, because Roma and Lira, definitely 2 more defensive-minded midfielders. So I think they'll have a little bit more. It might actually look more like a 4-2-3-1 in gameplay. But let's wait and see how it plays out, if they stick with that 4-3-3 or not. Quiñones 1 wing, Alvarado 1 wing. Both were very effective in game 1. And also Raul Jimenez was a threat, also getting his first goal at the World Cup in that first game. So he should be full of confidence going into this one. Then for South Korea, I think the goalkeeper was one of the better goalkeepers of the first round. Seung-gyu Kim, he had some very good saves in the first game and commanded his box well. We have Lee, Min Jae Kim, and Lee on the back line. Then the right wing back or right midfielder will be Sol. The left midfielder is a substitute, did not play in the first game, and that's Kim. Then we have Pak and In Byung Hwang, who had the best game, I thought, as well as Kang In Lee in the first game. So look for Hwang in midfield to be a very big influence. If he has a good game, I think South Korea might turn over my scoreline of 3-2 in their favor. Kang In Lee, Jae Lee as the players that will support Son Hyung Min, the superstar, the captain, number 7. Had a decent game, but I'm sure he'll want to use this opportunity to get off the mark against Mexico tonight. So that is the starting lineups. Tejera, the Uruguayan, will be the referee. You see, he does dish out quite a few yellow cards per game. So that's something to look out for in this one. Estadio Akron, the place to be. So the first game, obviously, Mexico played at the Azteca. I'm just curious, when they played Czechia, I want to say they played in Canada, but let me see. Where was this game played? So they haven't moved. So South Korea have not moved. They played at Akron the first time, and they will be playing there again. So they got the luck of the draw when it comes on to where they're playing. But yeah, this should be a really good matchup. I think people should definitely look forward to this one. Definitely a matchup after we saw the first round games and we kind of looked at what would happen in the next round. Mexico, South Korea, definitely one of the games that I would say, yeah, 3-2 in Mexico favor is a nice scoreline indeed. Yeah, man. I think this game have the potential to be very, very entertaining. This game should be high energy, absolutely. 2 teams that play on the front foot. So something gonna have to give tonight. As far as a recap of the day's results, been watching football all day. Was doing a little stuff around the house as well. That's why I didn't jump on earlier. I was trying to multitask a bit. So what Switzerland, Bosnia. Switzerland had a breakout 4-1 win. Looked to be cruising. Mamic came off the bench in injury time and scored with his first touch to make it 3-1. And then to put some more icing on that cake, foul inside the box. Jibril Sow, another substitute, was taken down in the box. And Granit Xhaka didn't give the penalty to the substitute, Yohan Manzambi, who was on a hat-trick. Xhaka did take the responsibility and finish to cap off a very good day for him in that midfield. But 4-1 win for them. So they're looking good going into their final group game. Thinking going into that they would have the advantage of goal difference little did they know that the other team in this group, Canada, when they faced off against Qatar, they would drop 6-0. Qatar with 2 red cards. The first one, a last man foul by Alamin that Michelle Sawyer was asking about. And then the second one, Madibo, took out the legs of Kone, and it was really a horrific injury. You could see the bone kind of dangling on the lower part of the left leg. So, wishing prayers to Ismail Kone. I'm pretty sure his World Cup is definitely done. And you could tell that the Madibo, the player from Qatar, did have a lot of remorse. Soon as it happened, he could see what had happened to the player, and he just kind of couldn't believe it. He was in shock. A lot of times when things like that happen, you can kind of see it was a really bad tackle. I mean, it was a bad tackle, don't get me wrong, but the force with which he hit him on the back of the leg, I'm pretty sure he couldn't have imagined that that's how the end result of the tackle would have been. But kudos to Canada. You have to beat what's in front of you, and they earned their first points, or first win, I should say, at the World Cup in style. It might be their first points too, with a 6-0 victory, albeit against 9. Their pressure and their relentlessness really caused some of these problems, and caused them to make these fouls that put them down to 10 men and then eventually 9 men. But yeah, Jesse Marsh, big win, sets them up for the last game of the group, where they know that a draw would be enough for them to top Group B. The first game of the day, though, was Czechia and South Africa. And Czechia, after scoring in the 6th minute, it felt as if maybe it would be curtains for South Africa. But kudos to South Africa today. They worked themselves back into the game. And eventually, no one can really argue with them drawing this game 1-1. They definitely took it to Czech Republic, or Czechia today. Pretty much after they conceded and didn't concede a second after a 10-minute spell where it looked like it could get really bad. They really were the ones playing the better football for the rest of the game. So kudos to them for bouncing back after a lackluster 2-0 performance and result against the host nation. But I think the main issue for them now is Mokoena in midfield is on a yellow card suspension. He's been probably their best player so far at this tournament. So they're going to have to figure out a way to make things tick in that midfield without him, going into that last game where, look, they're still in it, a point on the board. Of course, they will have to face off against South Korea, which, we don't know what the result of tonight will be, but just based on how they played in their first match, it will definitely be a stern test for South Africa. So the good news for them is they're not completely eliminated. And yeah, they're going to give it a go coming up here soon. Now, I did see that SofaScore did put out their team of round 1. So I'm going to show you guys that now. Yeah, so the team of round 1 should be right here. Yeah, here we go. So we have Bosnia in goal, no surprise there, the Cape Verde goalkeeper. We have Dine, one of the Cape Verde centre backs. Schlotterbeck, who had a really good game against Curacao, scoring a goal as well. Richie Larea played very well in the first matchup that Canada had against Bosnia. And Remy from Iran, the right back, he was taking the set pieces, heavily involved throughout the game. In their draw, he made it as the right back. Then in midfield, they went with a 4-3-3. So in midfield, they had In-beom Hwang, who we spoke about in the build-up to this game tonight. He had an excellent match in the first game against Czechia. Then we have Pedri, who played in a lackluster 0-0 against Cape Verde, but it was not due to his lack of good play. 9.0, definitely heavily influential for Spain in that game. And then IR is scoring 2 thunderbolts outside the box, gets him into the team of the first round. Up front, we have 9s or better. So we have Balogun, Elijah Just, and of course, the hat-trick man, Lionel Messi, getting a 10 out of 10 SofaScore. He definitely would have to be in the team of the first round. Of course, honorable mentions that couldn't quite make the grade. You have Haaland with a brace, Harry Kane with a brace, and also Kylian Mbappe with a brace. Also a really good performance by Michael Olise as well. So a lot of players just not quite getting the SofaScore numbers to get onto the team of the round. Of course, this is not biased at all. This is just their rankings, and they put the highest ranked players in each position. So can't really argue with how they do it. And this is what they came up with. Now, I think FIFA themselves put out a team of the first round. I saw the picture of it today, and I was just curious how close to that is the actual team of the first round. I can't find this thing, man. News. FIFA power ranking. Voila, Starlets. Ramin. So if I show the starting lineup them now, I must say that 4-1-2-3, them have Romo higher. I just don't think they're gonna have Romo so high, but let's see. 3-4-3. The Ruben Amorim set up for South Korea. Hyung Myung Bo, South Korea manager. All right, people. But the stadium look like it not pack out, you know. Oh, gone. It's a bit strange. We go to the game. Two minutes so far behind me there. That's about 30 seconds. Over the top, early. Looking to spring Lee down the wing. Everyone going for Mexico, let me support Son for what he has done for me. If you know, you know. For real. Anyone want to finish a chance, man. Big result for Canada. That keeper doesn't deserve to be in goal. The glazing is crazy. Who me a glaze? Messi. Messi. Oh, you're saying the Cape Verde keeper don't deserve to be in goal. You're too bad, man. No, I was there in spirit. I watched every second of it though. Right up until the game kick off at 12 o'clock, I was watching it. And when the game was over, I went back and watched the part where Alicia Keys sing and them up on the stage and Ray. But I see a lot of videos about how people upset that the road was so short because they couldn't have that many people out there. So some people never even get to like be there at the parade because it was just too many people. I'm trying to make the road longer. Sweeper keeper work so far. Let's see how this partnership with Alvarez and Vasquez work out. Stop big yellow card, man. Ooh, that one hurts a lot. Yeah, man, you might forget a yellow for that. Yeah, sad to say. Kang In Lee, big baller. I know they're gonna tell them to go to VAR, but with what happened to Messi yesterday, let me drop this in the comment section. Over the top, good first touch goes out to Alvarado. Underlapping run not taken. Sanchez. And he can't get play that one. He's offside. Sanchez chasing it. Good chase, but can't keep it in play. Mexico wearing their all black kit. Korea wearing some kind of purple or something. But that weird color still. I think it's purple. Magenta. Kim Min Jae goes long up the field. Mexico doing their usual high press. Vasquez coming across. Alvarado will clear. Quinones will attack the loose ball. Second ball by Jimenez. Good turn. Quinones needs to release it. Hasn't yet. Referee not calling a foul. Quinones staying on the ball, not losing it. Still on the ball. Keeps it going forward now. Quinones tried to thread the needle. Had a player free on the wing. Didn't see him. But this is the type of pace I was expecting. Both teams trying to get forward. Here's Romo. Roma is indeed playing more advanced ahead of Lira. So no change to the system at all. Here's Gallardo. Gallardo into the box low. Cut out by Korea. And South Korea will try to possess in their own half. 1-2 here, right back. And now over the top. Over the head of Son. And Alvarado will control in his own half. Here's Lira. Lira finds Romo. Romo plays it wide. This is Gallardo. Gallardo. Quinones back to Romo. Romo trying to thread the needle. This is on the chest of Jimenez, but good defending. Didn't let him get a second touch. Here's Alvarado on his left foot, but that was a weak effort. Goalkeeper could have let it go for a goal kick, but stops it wide of his target. The glazing by people for him, and you don't think there was a better keeper so far this World Cup? No, actually, I don't. He kept a clean sheet against Spain. I think he made 2 big saves. Most other keepers just getting scored and they're not making a bunch of saves. I guess the other goalkeeper you could consider would have been Congo's keeper, but even them, they didn't really pepper his goal. That guy made the most saves. Yes, I know some of them weren't the greatest attempts in the world, but I mean, he played the best, I thought. I got a Mexican jersey today, Jason. One of my gym wife gave me, but I'm not going to put it on. But it's one of them ones where you just thank you and go on like you're happy and just throw it in your closet. Well, hopefully she don't watch this show because she gonna know where say and take it back tomorrow. Mexico. South Korea not dropping into a low block, but also not really high pressing, just making sure that the gaps are covered. I think once the ball gets into midfield, you'll see the pressure turn up. But for right now, they're trying to limit how they play out, and that worked that time. They forced them to go long, didn't work out for Mexico. Mexico on a secondary clearance, taken down well. Lee finds Kim. Min Jae Kim wide. Over the top. Not the worst ball in the world. Can he catch up to this one? Good body. Good shoulder there from Alvarado. Tracking his runner all the way back. That's good defensive work from Alvarado. Young Woo Sol. High pace game, but does not favor Korea. I wouldn't say so. I mean, Mexico typically play high pace. I think that's one of the things that I think that's one of the misconceptions about Mexico. People, I mean, yes, they are a possession team, but I think people think they play slow. They play really quick. Is he onside? We won't know. I went through to the goalkeeper, but Son wasn't going to give up that one. Mexico do play a high line, so you have to throw those in the mix every now and again. Keep them honest. Lira. Left that one a little short for Alvarado. Had to clear. Sung-Gyu Kim taking the sting out of the game a bit. Picks up, rolls out to Min Jae Kim. A little bit wayward wall pass there, but Kim comes back to it, and then good pressing from Mexico. Force a throw in their own half. Down the line. Jae-Sung Lee can't get under control. Mexico will possess in their own half. Here is Vasquez to Gallardo. Gallardo to Quinones. Negro trying to get away from one marker. And the referee eventually calls for a foul. He was being held. He got Mexico's goals started at this World Cup, scoring first in a 2-0 win over South Africa. There is Hugo Sanchez. Not sure who that is in the middle. Look like a FIFA official and a former South Korea player on the other side. So both countries represented by some legends. Apologies to the South Korean player. I don't know who that was, but if he's sitting next to Hugo Sanchez and the FIFA official, I'm sure he did great things for South Korea when he was playing. Over the top and well dealt with by Min Jae Kim. Slow build up here by South Korea. There's the big baller in Byung. Hwang. Still no starting place for Hee-Chan Hwang, but he was very effective off the bench. So I expect to see him at some point in the second half today. Good tackle by Korea, and this is a good one too. Driving forward now, South Korea, but good tackling and tracking back by Mexico. That was Alvarado again doing his defensive work. Quinones, good first touch, beats one. Going inside now and decides to just reset to Alvarado. Alvarado opens up to the right, looking, has Sanchez wide, takes the central option, gets it back. And now back to Vasquez. Vasquez out to Gallardo. Gallardo with one pressing. Plays it into Romo. Romo goes long down the left-hand side. No players really making that run. And Mexico eventually regained the possession. People, be sure to subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff. Make sure the video is getting out there to the people. We'll be here at least for a couple of hours. We're going to do this match, then close off the show with some predictions for tomorrow. Definitely at least the first two games. I have a feeling like I'll be live during the Brazil-Haiti game tomorrow, but we'll see. We'll see. I might do that one because these late nights catching up with me, bro. I was happy that the last game today was 9 and not 12. So Korea not making it easy for Mexico to just play out. Decent pressure here, but Mexico break through this time. Here's Gallardo down the left. And that's a poor pass looking for Quinones, cut out by South Korea. Vasquez will control in his own half. Here's Alvarez, Edson Alvarez, the captain. So it's clear that Gallardo is playing high and wide. That frees up Quinones to kind of just seek the right path to receive the ball. It's a good direct pass to Jimenez. Jimenez goes down wanting a foul, none called. And then Mexico is called for a foul. Blessings flow to you, say, bro. But there, I know. Jae-Sung Lee that time fouled from behind. Jae-Sung Lee plays in the Bundesliga for Mainz. And did play in the Conference League this season. Over the top to Son, and Son tried to chip the keeper, and it was a off the line, not quite a bicycle kick, but an acrobatic clearance by Edson Alvarez. And Son liked the attempt over the top. I was saying you have to keep this Mexican team honest. With that ball over the top. Here come South Korea again, looking like they're getting a little bit more of a foothold in the game, and that was a rough challenge. And Kang In Lee, he goes down holding his face. The referee, I don't think, has seen he's holding his face because he would have to stop the game. Here's Gallardo driving forward now, lays it off, and now played back to Romo. Referee telling the player to get up. Here's Alvarado. Goes centrally. This is Lira. Lira over the top. Not the worst ball in the world, looking for Jorge Sanchez, but good tracking, but not good enough. He has to concede a corner kick. And I think the referee has blown that for offside. Just the way Sanchez is running back there. And it was the right call. Good discipline line there. Son got lucky, backheeled it. Lee kept it in play. Good tackle from behind here. Good second. Nah, a little too hard there. Son trying to find Jason Lee, but overhit it slightly. Couldn't get on the end of it. On that ball. Start almost all the game them. South Korea trying to play out. Cut out by Romo. Second ball won by South Korea. South Korea trying to get the ball under control. They eventually do. Played into midfield. Here's Pak. And good closing down again by Mexico. They're not letting any of these players get any time on the ball. Alvarado cuts inside well, looking for the cross. It's a beautiful one, and what a save! Song-Yu Kim again keeps the form that he had in the first game. Quinones, all he needed to do was redirect that one. Alvarado proving to be a threat when he cuts in on that left foot. Good measured cross. Quinones even getting challenged, did well to rise and redirect, but it was great goalkeeping. Anticipation of the redirection. That was brilliant. Yeah, it would have been offside, yeah. Was a nice clearance though. You never know. You have to clear the ball just in case. You know it's gonna get checked on VAR. So if it's a mistake, they're gonna find it. Sanchez back to Alvarado. Sorry, back to Alvarez. Alvarez over to Vasquez. Vasquez plays it to Gallardo. Gallardo goes further back now to Vasquez. Vasquez over to Alvarez. Alvarez looking to play forward. Lira makes himself available, plays it wide to Sanchez on a poor first touch. And that goes out for a throw to South Korea. So what, 21 minutes about in the 21st minute now. Game is poised right now at 0-0. Think the game needs a goal. About to come up to the pausa de hidratación or the hydration break. Oh, good turn by Lee. And it did get a touch by Alvarez, but the ref didn't see it. I think that got an obvious touch. Son can't believe it wasn't seen. I saw it in real time here, so I'm kind of surprised they didn't see that out there on the pitch. So far, Mexico having the more ball possession to start off this game. And Korea hasn't been as willing to high press. I mean, they are engaging high up the field, but the pressure is not on the ball as soon as everybody receives. It's a good straight ball, but it's not directed well enough. Sung Yu Kim made one very good save already. Kim thought about playing it out, but now he'll go along with his left. Sanchez wins the first ball. Here's Romo. Lays it off to Lira. Lira, good footwork to get by Huang. Drop back now to Vasquez. He'll go actually over to Alvarez. Alvarez looking for a pass. He'll go wide to Jorge Sanchez. Sanchez does well to shield the ball and get forward. Sanchez drops into the middle to Romo. Romo finds Quinones. Quinones opens his body up, looking wide. Quinones finds Romo again. Romo through the space. Brilliant football. Jorge Sanchez, I think, needed to have a little more composure. I think he thought he was under more pressure. He's telling Alvarado to talk to him. And the hydration break is here. Still 0-0, people. Still 0-0. No shots yet for South Korea. Korea have 3 more entries so far. Ooh, it was close, but he was offside. That's the Sun run. What a defensive play. It's good goalkeeping. You see him retreating and anticipating, diving one of the directions. And the universal sign for a missed chance. A lot of the Mexicans in the crowd. Hand on head. The universal sign. A man miss a chance, you know? Anywhere in the world, and no matter what language you speak, everybody will miss. You know how that I go on. So all the momentum to Mexico so far. The fans in Guadalajara should like this opening. Mexico look like they're full of intent. All right, we'll get the game back into play, I think from a goal kick. Sung Yu Kim will go long. Pressuring again by Mexico, not giving them any room to breathe. So Korea now trying to get on the ball a bit. That's played long over the top and easily dealt with by Gallardo. Good cushion header back to the goalkeeper. He breaks the line to Romo. Romo with space. He goes to Quinones. Good first touch, but good recovery there by the defender. And Byung Lee with some good defending there. So it's interesting because sometimes they're pushing up that player that's playing right midfield slash right wing back high and kind of leaving um, Lee on an island on the right hand side. But he looks like he has the pace to handle the speedy player. Just dealt with it well with Quinones. So let's see. Kim. That's a wasted throw. All the way to Rangel. Rangel rolls it out to Alvarez. Alvarez to Alvarado. Back to Alvarez. Inside to Romo. Romo wide to Alvarado. Alvarado. Lira. Back to Alvarado. Alvarado tries to chip it forward. It's cut out by South Korea. If he's onside, this could be dangerous. Here's Kang In Lee. Over the top, Lee. What a ball. Oh, if he could have chested that back to the player, but he was offside anyway. Good run by Lee there. Kang In Lee doing what he does best. Find those passes. Fine word, man. That's a foul, isn't it? No. Ref says play on. Mexico still with it. Gutierrez back to Vasquez. Vasquez to Alvarez. Edson looking for a pass. Decides to go over the top looking for Jimenez. Jimenez reads the knockdown. Wins it. Here's Alvarado. Into Quinones. Quinones drops it to Romo. Wide now to Gallardo. Gallardo into the box. A little bit too much on it. Can Jimenez catch this one? He can. Plays it back. Mexico still in possession. Alvarado. Here's Gutierrez. Gutierrez on the ball. Drops it back to Vasquez. Vasquez over to Alvarez. Alvarez wide to Sanchez. Sanchez has to go back to Alvarez. It's good defending from South Korea. They were back there in their own box, and that's keeper taking liberties there. Good clearance to Alvarado though, and Alvarado is deemed to have come from an offside position. Yeah, man. At that them I use make Mexico have to think what them do, because Mexico always play highline. Because really and truly, Mexico main strategy is to condense the pitch as much as possible when they don't have the ball. So if that means playing a high line because the other team building up slow, they will do it. And even since the offside run, you can see them drop them line a little bit. If they time that run right, though, the space is over the top. The ref has his flag up. I don't think the ref has seen it. Yeah, the assistant had his flag up from the ball play. JB, what go on? There, bro. Yeah, he was well offside. But the space is back there if they can time it. So which game am I like the most so far today? Way too much on that one from Gutierrez. Or actually looking for Gutierrez. I think Roma tried to play that pass. That goes straight back to the goalkeeper. Almost 20 of you in the building. Make sure you guys are hitting a like button. The likes add up to the views. So yeah, man, what I do? This man want to lose the ball. Man, just stand up on the ball like a him one up on the field. Or Roma look like him spend every day for the last 6 months in his son. Man, I try to reach Quinones level. Man, them almost get the countdown. Okay, here we go. South Korea 1, Mexico nil. Boy, my goals prediction, boy, it now look good. Jeez, why never play it over the top through the middle? Oh, I swear, say, I have to pass them lock. South Korea doing a really good job right now because they're kind of baiting them into breaking the line and then they're suffocating that player. So if that player that's getting that first pass that break the line isn't completely ready for the next move, they have about 2 seconds stops on the ball. So Korea is not high pressing high. They're saying, listen, we're gonna high press the first pass into midfield. And it's working really well so far. Korea now trying to get a rhythm, just taking some touches in and around, getting the patterns going. This is better. You have to make Mexico move around a bit. Well played. Oh, good turn. It's good football from South Korea. Here's Son. Well played. Now in space. It's the longest spell of possession this game for South Korea inside Mexico's half. Nothing to really show for it, but I think this is needed right now. Just that they have to have confidence that they can also possess the ball. Mexico's press been giving them some issues. It's the first time, like I said, while they're not penetrating, I think this is important in the flow of the game. You have to just, exhibit a level of patience sometimes just to kind of stem the tide in the game. Because Mexico being the better team for the first, I'd say, 30 minutes or so. Gallardo doesn't believe the call. Look pretty clear to me. Yan Bom Lee is fouled. FC Midtjylland. Over the top again. Oh, tried to lay it off for Son, but it wasn't really on. Cleared by Alvarez for a throw. I'm not listening to the stadium, but I can imagine that there's a bit of anxiety starting to creep in now. So into the last 5 minutes of the first half. Surprisingly, I'm seeing quite a few. Well, let me not say they're red seats, but they look like red seats in the crowd. Maybe people getting a jump on halftime. Concessions going to be mad, so maybe they might try to beat the line. What a through pass! Oh, he had no support in the box, so he didn't really know what to do with that ball. In the end, he did nothing. He just sliced it behind the goal for a goal kick. But I mean, really nothing he could have done besides try to shoot from there. There was no support in the box at the time. It looked like he didn't really want to use that foot anyway. Yeah, it took them a little bit. It wasn't like that in the beginning. In the beginning, they were just booting it up the field, but them kind of get up to speed now. So now them are cause more problems. Them look more likely as of right now. The second makes not looking good. Rudolph speed of them coach. No corners yet. My better go boss. Oh God, there were none. I thought there might have been one. No, not a corner yet. You're right. Damn. Hush, my boy. So I'm gonna say the two team them look a better. So I figure the game would have played midfield a bit more, you know. I do think like if a goal score, you will start to see goals up scoring at the game. But a ball by Lee, Kang in that is. South Korea now, I think they're pretty much feeling themselves, starting to express themselves on the ball. As JB said, they're passing easier out of the triangle traps now. Um, and they're just growing in confidence. You can kind of see it. Oh shite. I told you I didn't like that goal in each half business, you know. But the half not done yet, so let's see. Rudolph speed coach in Mexico. That's why it's important to have technical players that adapted and passing out the traps instead of out of my life, like when Jamaica get pressed or trapped. Yeah, I was surprised at first that it took them so long, but they have tweaked. I think the hydration break, like many other games we've seen, helped out with the setting up the players better to beat the press. What a good pass there on the reverse here, son. Or what a Kang In Lee. Can Kang In Lee get it on his left foot? He shoots with the right, it's blocked. Second ball won by South Korea. Trying to find Son wide. That's cut out and that should go out for a throw. No, good pressure in by Quinones keeps it in. Gallardo up the field and Jimenez is going to hold this up. Not able to do so. And South Korea now, like I said, just finding the extra player now. And that's good footwork by Lee. And Sanchez is forced to bring him down. So Korea definitely in the ascendancy in the match, getting more and more comfortable, more and more confident. Aguirre Vex Bosom. Well played. Into the bar. Oh, Jason Lee tried everything to get to that one. He arrived late but couldn't quite get there. Brilliant crossing from Moon Wan Kim. Actually, that might have been Han Byung Lee up from his right center back position. And Son tried to hold that ball in play but couldn't. It's going to be a goal kick to Mexico. We're into injury time now. I think Mexico will be looking to go in at halftime. I think they have definitely closing this half off the slightly weaker team of the two. flicked on. Son will chase, but that will ease out of play. Alvarez leaves the throw to Sanchez. Second round, why? Nah, man. Orion, I know you hate everything, but you can't hate the whole entire first round. The first round, I go on good so far, man. I think you people should start give Speed his credit. You all can see that DR Congo was no joke. Orion Davis, hear that? Speed must get his credit, sir. Because we drew with South Africa with a C team and we lost in injury time or extra time, sorry, to Congo, who draw with Portugal at the World Cup. So Speed needs more credit, Orion Davis. Come on, be fair. That's what Nigel says. Kang In Lee. Kang In Lee getting at them head. Leroy want to fight the man. Leroy want to fight the man to rat it. So Nigel, your statement never worked. Orion Davis say what him feel for say. That's how him feel. Korea now looking the more energetic as well. Get into the loose ball first. What a ball. That's too much on that one. That one was really driven. Cost us 3 billion Jamaican, 12.5 million US. A 3 billion Jamaican, that blood fire. Really? Mm, mm, mm. JB agree too. Dash with speed. No, not a shot, brother. First half, KG. So first half in the books from Guadalajara, and Mexico will be wanting to do much better in the second half, I think. I don't think they'll feel so good about that first half. Let's take a look at the statistics real quick. Make this a little bit bigger. Yeah, here we go. All right, so stats in the first half, 53 to 47. So Korea turned around the possession late in the first half. Expected goals very low for both teams, 0.11. 5 shots total in the game, 3 for Mexico, 2 for South Korea. But shots on target, I'm not sure. I think only one. That header from Quinones is the one I can remember. One save in the game from Korea's keeper. South Korea's keeper. 35 more passes, 2 more tackles, 1 yellow early in the game to Kang In Lee. Mexico did have the 1 shot on target, like I thought. Touches in opponent box, not many. Only 3 touches overall in the opposition box. Bulk, vast majority of the game playing in the middle third. Had a feeling that could be the case, but I did expect a little bit more goal mouth action, not gonna lie. Maybe the game opens up a bit in the second half, but for right now, it's been definitely a midfield battle. Final third entries almost doubled by South Korea. So as they took control of the entries in the game as well. You see the crosses, low numbers for both teams, 2 for 4 Mexico, 0 for 3 for South Korea. Both teams went long in the mid 30s, 32 times for Mexico, 36 for South Korea. Duels, Mexico had a slight edge there. In ground duels, dominated in the air much more. And then dribbles, Mexico looks like they need to take on more players. 60% dribble percentage on the first half. Tackles, interceptions, recoveries, clearances, one error leading to shot on South Korea's side, and then one save is the only save or the only action today for the South Korean goalkeeper. Now Mexico definitely a bit lackluster. Kind of they didn't start the game too terribly. I thought they started the game much better than they ended that first half, but I think it was more of a continuation of the second half against South Africa. I think the first half against South Africa, all guns were blazing. They were creating chances, turning over the team in the defensive third or in their defensive third, and creating opportunities from the high pressure. They haven't been able to do that. I think early in the game they were able to at least make the possession be lost with their pressure, but they weren't really turning over South Korea in their own half. And then once South Korea got a handle on that pressure, I think they've just basically dropped another player into that midfield to create another outlet. And that's how they've been able to break some of these traps much better in the second part of that first half. But for me, if I'm Mexico, something ain't quite right. Jimenez really has been ineffective. I don't know if the answer to that is to, bring on like a false nine type of player or just try to switch up and go with I think last game he brought on Armando Gonzalez, but I don't know what he'll go with today. I don't think he'll pull Jimenez at halftime either, but something has to give. I think, Romo and Lira, maybe a sacrifice Lira, you put on a bit more progressive midfielder in there. Lira hasn't been as effective as he was in the first game, seems to want to have an argument with Kang in Lee more than play football. So maybe I'd take him off, leave Romo, drop him to the middle, and bring on Fidalgo, who started the first game. Maybe. But let's see. I think they're missing something in that midfield balance. The ball did tend to get stuck a bit in that, defensive going into the middle third. They couldn't really break the line as frequently as they wanted to. And South Korea did a really good job of when that line was open to be broken. The player that received it had someone defending from behind and also in front and in loose touch. So they did a good job of whatever they couldn't stop coming through. They made sure the person receiving was under duress. And Mexico really didn't have any threat in behind over the top, which I think they'll need to find if they're going to soften up those half spaces which they want to find in their build-up. So a couple of adjustments I think need to be made. I think South Korea did realize early that you have to even possess the threat of going over the top. I think that did, make the not the press necessarily be less aggressive, but that line that the defense was setting had to drop back a little bit because they had to be wary of that over-the-top run. Even though Son is not as fast as he once was, he's still quick enough to, show spin and running behind and get some success. Kang In Lee, I thought, was growing into the game once it got to halftime. I expect him to have a really good second half. I think the two central midfielders started out really slow. Inbyum Huang and Park, but I thought they grew into it as the second half started out. I think if they have a left-footed player to sub on the field for this Soul brother, I think they should. I think that you could see that down that flank is a problem. Sanchez not getting Alvarado is tracking back, but I think the movement of Lee is pulling Sanchez all over the place. So I think that spot is a vulnerable area for them personally. Both of those wide areas in the attacking third, I think they could get some joy. We saw the right side, Kim and Lee going down there, whipping in some crosses towards the end of the half. I think they need to duplicate that on that left side. And Saul just doesn't look as confident on his left foot. So if they have a left-footed player they can put on that wing, I think that would be a good sub for the coach. But yeah, for me, Mexico have to get some vertical threat, nothing in behind. So South Korea is basically defending everything in front of them. So I think that's the main key for them. And also a second key for me is sacrificing Lira or Romo. I think Romo is playing a bit more. I think you can tell he's the fitter of the two. Didn't play in the first game, the sharper of the two. And I'd probably take Lira off and bring on someone else in that midfield, whether it's the youngster Mora whether it's Oberlin Peleda, who we haven't seen yet in this World Cup, or Alvaro Fidalgo, who started and didn't play badly in the first game either. Luis Chavez, another one that could potentially come on. But me personally, I would go for the likes of a Fidalgo or Pineda. I think some people that will, in Fidalgo's case, look to play through passes and break the lines. And in Pineda's case, he might be the one running through those lines with the football. So I think they need a bit more verticality, a bit more vertical threat. So some of these runs in behind, even if you're just making them just to keep the defense honest, you're not really expecting the ball. I think you need to see some of that as well. Kenyon is having a free roll. We saw him do it once where he tried to find that space between between centre back and right centre back, but not frequently enough for me. So him and Alvarado is a player that likes it to feed. So Sanchez might have to be the one down that flank to give those runs. But let's see. Let's see how the second half pan out. Those are my little tactical tweaks I would make. I think South Korea don't have to do much differently. I would try to get a left-footed player on the left because I think that's where the joy will come. We've already seen it down the right-hand side. And Kang and Lee just keep on feeding him and letting him get on the ball at various levels. Come collect from the back line. Push up and find those pockets of space in the middle third and definitely arrive into the box or arrive top of the box in the final third. But Kang In Lee, to me, he holds the key to everything for South Korea. If he plays well, I think South Korea will create at least some chances in the next half. But yeah, good half of football. If you're into tactics, it wasn't the greatest spectacle in terms of entertainment, but I did like what I saw tactically, the way how South Korea came out and was struggling a little bit with the press and a few tweaks at the hydration break, and it looks like they had no issues after that. The moment looked too big for Mexico. Yeah, hey, it's a lot of pressure, man. Mexican fans don't play. They need to be way better. Hello, Mr. Jason. Greetings from Sydney. Croatian defense was embarrassing. We never played with a back three. Manager effed up. Kovacic and Karadzic should have started. It's not coming home, England. Yeah, Croatia, they really just got blitzed in the second half. First half, when you look at it, it was set pieces. They scored from a corner and, they gave up the penalty. So, yeah, I think in the second half, the defense did get overrun in the second half. Partly because when they scored early in the second half, there was a long stretch of the second half where they were kind of pushing to get the equalizer. And I think that made the defense even more open, Mexico going to play better second half. How far do you think England can go? Well, I think it comes down to, for these knockouts, we're going to have to really analyze like the travel, because the games get a little bit tighter in terms of days off. We know that some people might have some longer travel. So I think it would be beneficial to any team that wants to make a deep run to win the group, because I think when you look at where those group winners will have to travel for their next games, they're the ones that kind of get to bunker down a bit when it comes on to where they're going to play the games. Quarterfinal for England, then on the plane straight for London. So Joe put them at least to the quarterfinals. Big up Apache, Wagwan G. Big up Mario Logan in the building. Logan said 1-0 Mexico, him stink. Mexico, rah, rah, rah. It's embarrassing, this match. No effort, no nothing. Well, Gomez, I wouldn't say it's not effort, I think you're playing against, if you're a Mexico fan, I think you're playing against a good team, and I think you gave them a punch in the mouth to start the game. That you were pressurizing them. You were on the front foot. The coach analyzed, discussed some tactics at hydration break, and they made their adjustments. And you guys look like you were second best to end of the half. So both coaches now will have some time, and let's see which coach come out with a better plan. Because there's no more surprises. You've seen them for a whole half now. So what can you do tactically to stem the tide in this one? Everything depends on matchups. Cape Verde was a bad matchup for Spain. Yeah, we've seen World Cups where, like the one where Croatia went to the final. When you looked at the two sides, Croatia just got the better opponents. You can't go around that. Even the Champions League the other day, everybody said Arsenal had the much better bracket, which was true. We avoided some teams that were really difficult, Yeah, Orion Davis. I think there's a bit of that going on. I think the minute that South Korea look like, damn, they can beat our press, and damn, they're playing through these traps that we're setting, they kind of reverted to, all right, let's be a little bit more conservative in our approach. But I don't think that's going to work for them. They have to stick to the way that they've been playing. Yeah, they've been trying their best. Been seeing some IG stories where I haven't seen some of them girls on the camera, so they're not doing as good as they can. Yeah, man, matchups are huge, Conrad. Huge, huge. But yeah, we're there, people. Halftime. Let me see what games we have again tomorrow. Let's see. So tomorrow we have 4 matchups: 3, 6, 8:30, and 11. So the 3 o'clock matchup, the first one of the day, will be USA and Australia. That's another top of the table clash in Group D. What? Top of the table matchup, Group D. Then we have Scotland and Morocco. Scotland in the lead in that zone after Morocco and Brazil drew. And then Brazil and Haiti. Haiti will be looking for its first points at this World Cup. Brazil looking to get more than 1 point as they were able to get against Morocco in the first game. And then Turkey and Paraguay, the two teams that lost their first game of the World Cup, definitely need to bounce back. So USA, Australia, I'm going to go with a 2-1 victory to USA. Scotland, Morocco, I'm going to go with a 2-1 victory again for Morocco. Brazil and Haiti, I'm going to say Brazil 4, Haiti 2. And Turkey and Paraguay, I'm going to say 2 for Turkey and 1 for Paraguay. Yeah, those are my predictions from now. Like I said, tomorrow I'm going to try my best to forward live for the Brazil-Haiti game. I'd love to be live and go through that game with the fans. And then obviously later at night we'll return. Well, actually that will just be the nightly for the night if I do that. If not, I'll definitely be live for the last match of the day, Turkey Paraguay, where I do my full recap of the day and also predict the games for the following day. So we get underway in Guadalajara. The coaches told my tactics to sit down somewhere because I don't see any substitutes made. Here's Mexico. Alvarado has Quinones wide, finds him. Here's Julian. Quinones to Alvarado, back to Quinones. Plays it inside to Gutierrez. Gutierrez now drives forward. Plays it to Romo, and again, Romo playing so high up to me is a waste of time. Just doesn't look comfortable in an attacking role. I've never seen him as that type of midfielder, but sometimes he does play at more advanced for Mexico. I mean, he does pop into the box with some odd goals with his head, but I think with the ball at his feet, top of the box, that's not who I want receiving it. Don't know if anybody agree with that, but I've always thought he's he's a better player when he plays more defensive. Mexico did win the first game, yeah. Yeah, USA, Australia. Do you think Australia will be a bad matchup for the US? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. I don't think so. Tomorrow, my Australia will beat America. Australian manager's wife is your cousin. Whoa. They literally should pull for them. Haiti versus Brazil. I think Canada way overhyped. Who overhypes Canada though? Like who are these people that hype up Canada? I don't think Canada is really rated like that. By who? Also, he will be out. Yeah, I remember he came off at halftime with some kicks, and they were trying to downplay it, but that wouldn't be a good look. I mean, they have other talent that can get the job done, but obviously you want Pulisic to be playing. If Brazil ever draw again, it's possible. Blessings to JG and the team, and congrats to Princess Drew on her soccer journey. Yeah, man. Pride buck. Trust me. Kang In Lee so smooth with the ball, brother. Over the top. Too close to the goalkeeper. Jason leaders can't get on the end of them. Canada has a problem with Davies and Bambito. Yo, I don't know how Bambito played. This man looked like he was running on one leg. I don't know. I don't even know why he was playing. Why would you even play him today? Yeah, Korea looked like Germany can't do. I'm hearing about Germany. Korea looked like Mexico can't do nothing with them. When them on the ball, them just comfortable. Yeah, that's how you have to beat pressure sometimes. Just dribble it out. Well played. Oh, luckily, Gallardo is in. Gallardo is in. Will he finish? No, he goes near post, but there was really no help. He had to shoot. He should have got his foot around that one, though. Germany might sleep a team because of Canada and England, just like Jamaica. Rafinha going to score 2 tomorrow, 1 Barca. But Jonathan David is really good in attack. I would love the Germans to knock out England because of World War II. Damn. Holding grudges from back then. You really need to take that first touch towards the goal. Good ball. Here's Quinones would want that one back. That was gonna be dangerous. Controlling a ball inside left channel, one defender in front of him. That's literally what they want. Kang In Lee look like him want to talk to every Mexican, even the coach. They are forcing injured players into these games. Yeah, Bombito playing today was a shocker. Like every time you see him running, I felt pain. I can tell that the man can barely run properly. I mean, he can't run properly, actually. Here's Lira. Chips it forward to Quinones. Quinones cuts inside, looking for the cross. Not bad at all. Hit the head of Jimenez, but and that is gonna be a goalkeeping error. Oh my gosh, the keeper that did so well in the first game and in the few times he needed to do something in this first half. And that is just a mix-up. He basically landed on his defender, on his teammate, and that made the ball fall. And I was just cussing Romo that he's too attacking in the system, and he scores a goal. So Luis Romo benched and not used in the first game. The coach calls his number in the second, and he's the one that comes up with the goal. Luis Romo, and it's 1-0 to Mexico. What a holder by the goalkeeper, though, and it's out of character for him. He hasn't done anything wrong in this entire World Cup. And here it is, good defending in the beginning, and he called him late. The player never moved out the way, and he just couldn't land. He had no landing space. Knocks into his defensive partner teammate. Min Jae Kim can't know that he needs to be alert to block anything. It looks like the keeper is just going to catch it. I don't think that the defender realized how much force he had to come with to catch the ball. He never moved out the way. And I guess he was afraid to move because he got called off, so he just wanted to stay still. But you have to make yourself smaller. You can't just stand there. I mean, you see the ball over your head almost. So you got to, I don't know. In staying still, he made it worse. That's just a tough one there. So let's see how let's see how South Korea respond. Yep, Mexico 1-0. I think Neymar will be going home as well. Yeah, he shouldn't even bother come. 1-0 Mexico, unfortunate, yeah. Rough start. I hate that it happened to that keeper just because he's been so good. Like that's just out of character for how he's been playing. And I mean, can you really blame the keeper? I mean, he's coming for it. It's his ball. He should call for that. I'm trying to move out of the way if I'm that defender. I'm running away. I'm not just standing there. But then again, he turns to run left and he knocks the ball out his hand, and I'm cussing him, telling him to stand still. So it's just one of them ones. Alvarado, leg of the ball, man. This referee keep on tell them no more, no more. Care them, man. South Korea won't panic. And it looks like they made us sub. Brother, it looked like He Chan Wang I run down the ball a while ago. I think it was Lee. And favor He Chan Wang I run. Still no subs in the game. Same 22 on the pitch. You love Mexican food? Me too, actually. Ra, ra, ra. You know the Mexico cheer, though? And I use that for years. Black shirts on the pitch, green shirts in the crowd. Turn. Korea enough step it up, you know. They're still very comfortable in possession, though. So I'd like to think that they're going to create some chances here soon. They just need to keep attempting that vertical pass. That's the only way they're going to start finding the space then. Come on, let them chase. Oh, good step by Lira. Kang In Lee almost won it. And no foul call. He's free inside the box. Son Ming. Son, can he get a shot off? He can't. Tries to lay it off. And it just took a little too long for Son. He's got to do something quicker there. He's got caught under his feet. Didn't have the sharpness required. Need to do better there, Sonny. Yeah, man, he couldn't get it off. Mexico looking mid. Yeah, I definitely expected them to be more of a threat going forward, period, in this World Cup. I mean, it looked like they were going to be a terror for South Africa. That died in the second half. Became very stale. And in this game, they haven't really, apart from maybe the first 15, 10, 15 minutes, they have not looked that good attacking wise at all. Offside here. South Korea play quickly, building up around the back. Min Jae Kim. Son tripled, double teamed, and eventually fouled just over the half line on the right side in front of the benches. And looks like the first sub of the day is going to be like I expected, Lee coming off, number 10. And I think Hee Chan Wang will probably come on for him. And then the second sub is Son Young Min. Can't really have any complaints. And on is the man who came on to score the last game, Hyung Yu Oh. Poor pass that time out of midfield by Seung Ho Pak. At least I think that was Pak. Oh, that's a foul. Should be a yellow as well. And that was Seung Ho Pak that time, and he will get the yellow. That's a crunching scissor tackle there. I wonder if the ref will have a look at this on VAR. Oof. That's literally the scissor motion that they tried to take out of the game. So I don't know. That could be looked at. So Seung Ho Pak into the book for now. And Gutierrez walking it off gingerly. Canelo Alvarez back in the stadium again for this one. Presented the player of the match to Julian Quinones after the first game. Messi smiling now. So the two players that came on, especially Hee Chan Wang, he will provide quite a vertical threat. Always no slouch with speed either. And you see a little bit of interchange between the two of them there. This is where they need to try to find Kang In Lee, get him on the ball to pick the lock. See him going a little more central to try hunt the game. Hee Chan Wang drops it off. This was lost 7 times in a row in the round of 16, from 94 to 2018. Real Madrid and Arsenal had a similar record in Champions League for years. Yeah, Mexico broke that run last time when they didn't get out the group, but yeah, they would get out and lose 7 in a row, round of 16. No, 90 they were banned, so they didn't go to the World Cup. 86 they went to the quarters at home in their home country. So last time they hosted the World Cup, they made it to the quarterfinals. So pretty sure they'll want to do at least that. There's a player down from South Korea holding his leg. Don't know what happened with him, but the ref is telling the game to keep playing. And that's the substitute O. But he's up and looks like he's okay. Here's Hee Chan Wang. That's what we need. Direct running, taking on players. He plays it wide. No angle for the cross. Puts it on his left foot, and it looks like he was offside. Can't let that happen. You're looking at the entire line, and he was a fraction offside, just a step, but that's all you need to be, is a step offside. Almost 20 of you in the building still, people. Please do hit the like button. This is the place to be each and every night for the full World Cup recap. Definitely some live match action as well. You don't know, we're gonna break the game down the real and proper way. We're up to 29 likes. Let's get it up over 30. Let's see if we can shoot for the 50 likes on the video tonight. All right. Way you can help me do that is to share the content if you haven't already. Let folks know that we're live. If you're new to the channel, please do consider dropping a subscription. If you don't feel like today, just come back tomorrow and I'll try to get your subscription again. I don't mind putting in work. If you want good, your nose have to run. Korea now 28 minutes or so before injury time to try to find this equalizing goal. I think Mexico doing a much better job of, limiting the spaces. Even though Korea is comfortable in possession, Mexico has kept the game in front of them this half. Each and one. And now they're forced to go back. Every time they get into the middle third or even the attacking third, it ends up back at the half line with the defensive players. So Korea can't sustain the attacks very well right now. But I think they're doing the right thing. You have to move the football, try to shift around, try to see where the spaces are. Would like to see a little bit more movement from the front players, though. They have to be testing that back line with diagonal runs. Everything's a bit too static, a bit too much to feet. You need to switch the ball as well a bit quicker. And here's the big switch. That's better. And he can't bring it down, though. Should do better with that ball there. Bom Lee should have done better with that ball. Pensive looking manager there on the sideline. Mexico playing out. Here's Alvarez. Goes wide to Sanchez. Sanchez. What a pass and turn there in midfield by Gutierrez. Good first touch. He plays it wide to Gallardo. Mexico can get forward now. That's a poor pass. Well cut out, but I think that ball did go out of play. It's going to be a throw right in front of Mexico's bench for Mexico. Gallardo should take this one. Countdown starts now. 5, 4, 3. Throws it in. Gallardo. Back to Alvarez. Alvarez has had a lot of touches today. Guy who they get the ball to start the play. Good defending again by South Korea, but only doing enough to give a throw to Mexico. Jorge Sanchez throws it back to Alvarez to reset. Alvarez will come central with it, go back to his goalkeeper. Ranel on the ball. South Korea trying to block all the lanes, but there was an open one to Sanchez. He flicks it on to Alvarado, back to Sanchez. Sanchez tried to kick it down the line and chase, but didn't have the direction, went out for a throw. He Chan Wang told to get up. Here come Mexico. Quinones in space. He'll get back to this one. Can he find the next pass? Oh, just deflected behind Romo. Otherwise than that, it would have been on. Here's Vasquez. Central to Lira. Lira back to Vasquez. Still no subs made by Javier Aguirre. He's happy with what he's seeing out there. And that should be a foul on Jimenez. No, nothing called by the referee. Wow. That's surprising. Here's one. Overlap by Sol. Sol gets it now. Drops it back to Pac. Pac into the box. First touch by O. Here's Kang In Lee, top of the box. Can he get a shot off? Oh, good fake of the shot. Plays it wide. Oh, he was trying to play it inside, but cut out by Imbun Hwang. It's going to be a throw to South Korea. South Korea looking to up the tempo now a little bit. Here's Pak on the ball, looking for a pass. Wanted to thread the needle, but he would have been offside. So they'll reset back to Min Jae Kim. Kim finds Kang In Lee, back to Kim, back to Lee. Kang In Lee needs to do this more often. Get on the ball, just play it. Try to probe and find the space. Flick on tried there by Pak, but it's cut out by Gallardo, and I think we'll be at the second hydration break, or pausa de hidratación, as they say on Telemundo. Colombia was chosen as host in '86. Mexico was a replacement host when Colombia pulled up because the rising cost, the price of cocaine was cheap at the time. Yeah, I watched that Netflix, Mexico '86. So, well, I knew that before that, but yeah, I knew Colombia was actually the host, and yeah, it just basically couldn't afford it. South Korea players are so technical. Damn, the man know how to beat the press. Yeah, they are very technical. Yo, what the hell, man? Why does this keep happening when I'm on this site? Brother. Pausa de hidratación. You don't feel it for the goalkeeper star, Seonggu Kim. Man had such a good World Cup so far, bro. I'm gonna do that. Just do a goal. How lucky is Mexico to be up 1-0 in this game right now? Can't even say them deserve that lead, to be honest, but so life goes sometime. Hold on, I need a refill, people. Go and work with this for a second. Time to fill up my drinks. Oh. Still raining? People, smash up the like button. Well, I'm not in Jamaica, Joe. I live in the States. I live in Georgia. So in Georgia right now it's 10:32 p.m. Thursday night. And I know where I am is usually what, 14 hours behind Australia. I have a brethren live over there too. Usually it's 15 hours behind, but when we do daylight savings in the summer, it's 14. So yeah. So what you guys think? Let me know. You guys think Korea gonna have the comeback in them? What you guys think? They're really gonna have to do something in the next 10 minutes here. Aguirre tell the man to get up. Man said, get up, brother, get up. Yeah, Joe. Yeah, Joe. Europeans can complain all them want. Every World Cup set up for them just about for the last, as you said, the last, everyone for the last whatever amount. So if them get one where they don't get everything, then so it go. No, I actually live in Georgia. But yeah, obviously I'm from Jamaica, so that's why I sound the way I sound. But you're not the only one, Joe. Like many of my subscribers, until them hear me say it, they just assume that I am in Jamaica. But no, I used to live there, but I moved away from Jamaica. Like shit, it's been a good while now. My family still live there though. My parents live there, so I still visit a lot. I'm there, you know. This actually, oh, 2-0. What a save. That's more like it from the South Korean. So Raul Jimenez got a brilliant pass from Quinones, took it down really well, had it on target, but couldn't finish. That was just really good goalkeeping. Closed the angle down very quickly, stayed big till the last moment, and yeah, just brave. Never took his eye off the ball. Look at his concentration there. That's good goalkeeping. And that's the chance that's who you wanted to fall to. In Byung Hwang with a brilliant ball over the top into the bar. Oh, referee! Nothing. Offside anyway. But good try. That's the ball over the top, though. They have to play it. Wasn't even offside. Unlucky. Oh, anticipated a near post. You got to angle it wide. You got to angle around far post so you can attack it. You went to near post too early. Maybe Jimenez will say the first touch could have been a little cleaner, so it didn't send him so far wide. So Romo is the one that came off, and Obed Vargas came on. I think I did miss some subs on the hydration break. So Sungho Park, who got that yellow card, is off. And looks like they're gone to another striker up top. So two more subs. Kim, right wing back, came off. Left wing back came off at the hydration break. And then another sub just happened. Number 9 coming on, Gi Sung Cho. And he replaced Park. So they're going with 2 up top now. Or maybe just drop Lee a little bit deeper in midfield. But I think O and Cho will be up top. So Cho and O. Here's O running on the ball. Good 1-2. Here comes Hee Chan Wang. Another play up front. Here's Hee Chan Wang, gets it back in the channel. Looking to come inside. Can he find a cross? He doesn't. Here's Kang In Lee. And Kang In Lee really just said, I'm trying this one this time. And it could not get that one on target. The Mexican fans celebrating, catching the shot over the bar. So Gutierrez and Romo both came off. Pineda and Vargas, who didn't get any game in the first, come in. I don't think Vargas came on in the first game. I know Pineda didn't play. I didn't see him. Or did I see him? Can't even remember. But either way, the two midfielders flanking Lira come off. Lira survives, even though I don't think Lira is having the best game today. Looks to be Aguirre's favorite out there. Thought he would have kept Romo on because he was playing pretty well and just drop him into the middle. But going with Lira as that number 6 still. Good first touch by O. But a poor second or third touch by O. 2 players down in pain, colliding after he passed the ball. O gets up now, and so does the Mexican player. So both of them are full of you know what. Looks like Santi Jimenez is getting ready to come on the sideline, as well as Israel Reyes. So it'd probably be like for like at right back and like for like up top. And looks like they will get the sub to take place right now. So it is number 9 for number 11. So Santi Jimenez, who didn't come on in the first game, comes on in this one. Many would have thought that by this World Cup, he would have had the starting role all his own. But it hasn't worked out that way for him. And it's actually not who I thought it was. It's number 25 coming off. That is Alvarado. So he'll probably just push Gallardo to the right side, more attacking, and play Reyes as the right back. And Orbelin Pineda. So wait. So Orbelin Pineda. I'm confused. I saw Pineda come on too. So was it 3 subs? Alvarado, Jimenez. But there were 3 players that just came on. So who's the third player? Lira. And that's Obed Vargas. Okay, Vasquez, Gallardo, Alvarez, sorry. Okay, so Reyes is at right back. So they did take off Jorge Sanchez too. Okay, so Jorge Sanchez came off too. Had to. They're still not showing Sanchez off. Oh, he came on for Gutierrez. Okay, I'm tripping. All right, cool. So he's been on from the water break. Hee Chan Wang is fouled by the substitute Reyes. South Korea running out of time a bit now. Coach not looking overly concerned, but he's concerned. 100% arrogant Europeans. Korea still can get back in here. Yeah, for sure. Yep, Yang is on. South Korean Celt. Yep, Yang came on during the hydration break. They've definitely switched up the formation. Korea playing more like a 3-5-2 at the moment, or even definitely, or like a 3-4-3, but no, it's like a 3-2-4 almost. They do have two players up front now. What a challenge there. Didn't win the ball, but the Mexican player down holding his head. They're going into that challenge very hard. Quinones will be the last substitute, and Carlos Huerta will come on for him. Quinones, quieter game than the first game today, but did play that brilliant pass to Jimenez for I don't know if you'd class it. I guess you'd class it a big chance, so that you'd probably get a chance created for that. So, clean on the ball as well, and looks like the 5-second rule has happened there. So a throw goes to South Korea now. Time is running down for them. They have about 6 minutes plus stoppages left. Big up Milky Moo Celtic in the building. And that one is long, too long. And Ranhel will collect. Chan Wang wants the countdown to start. I think he'll be well aware of not holding this too long. Gets rid of it in time. First ball somehow won by Mexico. Gallardo plays it central to Jimenez. Jimenez controls, now going forward. Flicks it over the top, looking for Pineda. Here's Vargas. What a shot by Obed Vargas. What a brilliant save again. Sung-Yu Kim. Telling you, man, if he didn't drop that one ball, he's been faultless in this World Cup. Couldn't do much about the goal he conceded against Czechia. Yeah. One elbow to the head side. Over the top, going long. Can they win the second ball? Almost, but Mexico will fall. And there's a mix-up in defense, and somehow they come away with it. Good ball out of defense. Good pressure in here, but Pineda spins off a one. Now he tries to beat more players, but can't. And good tracking by South Korea. They're winning the ball back. Sung-Yu Kim plays it short. Min Jae. Here's Wang. Im Byung. Min Jae Kim. Chan Wang comes to collect from the back line, trying to probe and find space. Looking lively, but can he create anything? Back to Min Jae. Im Byung Hwang trying to pick the lock. Goes wide. Kang In Lee has gone over there to seek out the football somewhere. Mexico doing a good job of keeping everything in front of them. Now a little more space on the ball. He plays it wide. Here's substitute. Good ball to the back post. Oh my word. Oh, you have to do better. That was the chance. Brilliant ball in by the substitute, Hyun Jun Yang. And it was another substitute, Gyu Sung Cho. Has to do better with that header there. He's backpedaling, so couldn't get that much power. But he has to direct that better. And really, it's the own player that runs into Rangel. Rangel is down now, milking it. Let's see what really happened here. It was a kick on the ground. I couldn't see which player that was that tried the attempt from off the ground. I think that was Milky Moo's Celtic boy. I'm pretty sure that was him. Yes, that was Hyun Jun Yang. So yeah, Celtic man was almost a hero after Gusung Cho could not finish it. Rangel is all right to continue, of course. In regards to Arsenal, you need a better manager to go to the next level to dominate England and Europe. I support Everton. Arteta is Moyes on steroids. I despise Moyes. Look, I feel like Arteta was Moyes on steroids because he thought that would win us the league last year. I've seen Arteta coach us where he's more like Pep. So I hope that now that he's gotten the one, that he'll say, okay, I don't have to be just Moyes anymore. I can actually use some of the Pep and the Arsene Wenger stuff now because I got it over the line. But who knows? Maybe he'll fall in love with this way of managing. But I'll give him a chance still. Mexico will shell up how if they have any sense. Good save by that Mexican keeper. That's not happening. That's not happening. They'll never get punished for that. I think the coach finally tell the players, just hoof it here, man. No more build up shit. Gallardo heads it clear. Min-jae Kim wins it. Alvarez does well to get out of pressure. And he just dives on the ground. Do not call a foul. Jeez, I'm referee. Why can't that be a foul by Alvarez when he does that? The man didn't make a challenge. He just pitched himself to the ground. I mean, he did kind of make a challenge, but it wasn't that. It shouldn't have caused that. 6 minutes. I think it's been standard 6 minutes like most of the games. I haven't seen much more than 6. So afuera. South Koreans starting to pray now. Jimenez was offside, so he didn't go after that one. And listening to the coach's instructions, just go along at this point. Way up the field. Oh, will challenge. Doesn't win it in the air. Well controlled in midfield. Here's Lee. Lee spreads the play. This man just supplied a wicked cross before this. Can he do it again? Does he want to get back to the right foot? This time he goes left. And he wins a corner. So I think this will be the theme of the end of this game. Don't see Mexico. Well, Mexico can break on a counter, but I think South Korea will do much of the attacking to close off this game. This could be the difference between having a big gap at the top or not. We know that the other two teams are only on 1 point. Oh, a free-ish header. Player lands on his back. They don't want him to stay down just in case they lose time. That was Han Byung Lee having a decentish opportunity. Not able to get it on target though. It was the worst corner in the world. He really felt that fall, still running, struggling to run really. And that will be a throw into South Korea. A similar landing by Jimenez there. Eased out of it. Yeah, man, the game hot, man. South Korea try them best. I think another chance will come. Here comes forward. Throwing everything at it now, South Korea. Good cut inside. Beats one. Can he find the pass? Good reverse pass. Poor from O. O hasn't been able to be effective up front yet since he's been on. And Cho does make you say Cho so far, so how Alvarez end up on the ground? Kang In Lee. That's a good ball. Ooh, Kang In Lee. What a cross. The chance them keep on a fall to Cho. And the man them just said Cho every time. What a ball. Oh, that was actually a good header. And Vasquez, it does hit his arm. Ooh, but it was close to his chest. So I don't think they are they telling him to wait? No, they want the corner taken now. The ref will be looking closely at any holding. Mexico will hold somebody in. Into the box. And this one will be cleared by Vasquez. No Mexicans down there. It will just be a throw to South Korea. This man will be playing referee now. Aguirre. Way upfield. Alvarez wins another header. Good tackle. Kang In Lee wins it back. Here's Kang In Lee. Beats one easily. Heading forward now. What a ball into space. Alvarez forced to clear. Control again in defense by South Korea. Players cramping up in midfield now. What was that one? Gallardo swings wildly, but anywhere will do. Throw into South Korea. What a throw. Can't win the second ball though. 30 seconds left. Mexico might just hang on for this win. Into the box. Here comes the keeper. Punches. And Orbelin Pineda trying to run away with it. He's pulling. Come on, referee. Referee. That's a foul. Yeah, that's a foul on Pineda, bro. That's a foul on Pineda, bro. Golly, the man pulled on the man, bro. How the ref not see that? Fuckery. That's a foul on Pineda, bro. You say I like that jersey there? Well, I called it. I called a win for Mexico. I didn't think it would be so low scoring, but I did think they would win. At the start, the fans and the atmosphere would get them over the line. And really and truly, without them, I don't think they keep that 1-0 victory. think they rode the support of the fans to just get over the line tonight. Yo, keeper, I feel sorry for you, bro. Cause that mistake they go on for you and you play wicked otherwise. Club teammates or former club teammates Santi Jimenez and Imbium Huang. The Mexican fans can go home happy tonight. Come on, Mexico. Ref thief, man. Pineda lose the ball, pull down the man. Man, them nearly score up on a counter. Yeah, third and fourth quarter, exactly. NBA basketball at its finest, you know? But people, let's just take a quick look at the statistics for the day. We're not gonna stay on all night tonight, people. Like I said, we want to get through this World Cup unscathed, so we need to get to rest when we can. So we have an earlier night for World Cup tonight, so we're gonna take advantage. So let's just take a look at the stats. 58-42 in the end for Korea, South Korea. Expected goals a bit higher for them. They had one more big chance on the day as well. In the end, the teams got up to 17 total shots, 9 for Korea, 8 for Mexico. Shots on target, though, favored Mexico 4-2. Overall passes, 150. More attempts by South Korea. Yellow cards, 2 for South Korea. Big chances scored, 1 for Mexico, 1 missed. All 3 of the big chances that fell to South Korea were not converted. That was the difference in this football match. Accurate passes, 136 more for South Korea. Entries, a ton load more for South Korea. So definitely a bend but not break policy by Mexico today. And when the keeper was called upon to make that big save, he was able to do so. You see the dual percentage. Korea did take advantage of that in the end. They did close the gap in the aerials as well when they brought on those 2 strikers that kind of helped them to get more aerial duels won. Not many crosses on the day by either team, just 14 total. Passing the final third, you see the percentage is really low, so defenses did really well once teams got into the attacking third. Tackles 1, you see the interceptions, recoveries pretty close. Errors leading to a shot 1, and errors leading to a goal 1. So those were the mistakes that really cost South Korea any points in this match. Like I said, the goalkeeper, still did well, apart from that one mistake. And I feel sorry for him because he's been good all tournament. Put a blemish on his record today with the 6.4. But Roma with the goal, player of the match as far as the scores go. And that substitute that came on the left-hand side proved to be very dangerous with his cross. He's setting up a big chance and putting in another dangerous cross another time. So maybe he's played himself into a starting role. But all to play for going into this final day in this group. You see the standings as of 2 games played. Mexico tops the group on 6 points, yet to concede a goal. South Korea on 3 points with a win and a loss. And then Czechia and South Africa all to play for match day 3. Czechia, if they were able to beat Mexico, would get to 4 points, which you would think would be safe to get them through. South Korea, all is not lost with them. If they can get a better result than South Africa, obviously win that game. And if the goal difference can get a little bit closer, let's say Mexico were to lose the game even 1-0, if South Korea were to beat South Africa by 3 clear goals, they would score more goals than Mexico and have that, let me see, point total, goal difference, goals scored, overall goal difference, number of goals, disciplinary. Okay, so it doesn't ever go to head-to-head. Oh, wait, head-to-head between the teams concerned. Okay, so it's saying head-to-head is the first tiebreaker. So South Korea basically cannot finish top even if they win the last game. I don't know if that is true or not. I'll have to look at Look at the relegations on FIFA website, yeah, man. You know, I take my check. Where is it? 2026. Hold on, I'm trying to find something, people. Give me 1 second. Alright, so find that. Where's the thing I saw earlier? Regulations. 98 pages. Wow. Think I have enough pages in this book. Competition format, group and knockout stage. Okay, equal points and qualification. Nice. Page 26. Eligibility. Okay, we definitely went too far. Page 26, you say? Okay, boom. Greatest number of points obtained in a group match between the teams concerned. Okay, so that is the first one. So basically, they do the head-to-head stuff first. So no matter what, South Korea can get the 6 points and we'll finish second. So in a sense, Mexico has qualified as group winners after that result. So congrats to them. They'll be able to stay in Mexico. World Cup is nice. It would have been a shame if Mexico did not make it to the round of 32 on their home turf. Well, they'll be finishing top of the group, so they'll be able to play their games in Mexico, at least the round of 32 game, that is. Yeah, the keeper was great, man. I hate that thing that happened to him. It'd be a shame if Scotland did not get to the round of 32. They said them new home, Boston. Celtic fan, Scotland tomorrow. Ready for them. All right, people, listen. I'm not going to keep you guys here long tonight. I'm not going to keep myself here long tonight. Like I said, we've been running strong all through the World Cup. We're going to keep that going as well. So we want to make sure that when we have these chances to take a little rest, we can. Just let me give you a reminder, people. Day 9 predictions, drop them in the comments for this video once it's uploaded and posted. My score predictions for tomorrow, I have 2-1 to USA, 2-1 to Morocco. Sorry, Milky Moo. 4-2 to Brazil and 2-1 to Turkey. So I think there will be no draws tomorrow. That's my take. We'll see if I'm right. But I'm going USA 2-1, Morocco 2-1, Brazil Haiti 4-2, and Turkey over Paraguay 2-1. Yeah, man. Big up yourself, Milky Moo. Everybody else in the building that was tuned in, dropping their comments. We greatly appreciate the support and taking part in the show tonight. All the massive that did subscribe tonight for the first time, we greatly appreciate that. We try to set a like target to 50 likes. I don't know if we got there, but I will take any likes I can get. We're up to about 35 now. So yeah, on the way out, people, if you haven't already sanitized, drop that like on the video. Mario Logan says 3-1 to the US. Let me document that right now. And like I said, people, I'm going to try my best to get back here for the Brazil Haiti game. That's an 8:30 kickoff. So hopefully I can get on by about 8 o'clock. I don't know how possible that will be, but I'm going to try. And I may even come on just a little bit after the game kicks off and just run the show from that time. All right, people. Big up Morocco 2-0. I got that one. Apache. What do you think about the game then? Apache said 3-1 as well for the USA game. Apache said 2-1 to Paraguay. So I'm never like nothing MC from Turkey. And then 3-2 Brazil. Logan said 2-all. Brazil fans going ball tomorrow. JB said 1-1. USA, Australia. And Apache said 3-1 to Morocco. Morocco 2. Scotland how much? 0. And Brazil 83-1. Mad thing. Yeah, man, people. So big up. Thanks for dropping them comments right away. Like I said, I will check the comments after the video is posted. So if you didn't get a chance to drop your scores for day 9, just drop them in the comment section. I'll put them in the big book, and definitely we can keep track of what's been going. I haven't been doing it as religiously as I should, to be honest, because you know the thing said sometimes it just don't run the right way for the predictions. But yeah, man, if you happen to not catch the video tonight, you want to drop them for tomorrow, just drop them in the comment section on the video for sure. Logan said them for top, Morocco should top the group, so Brazil for draw 2-all. Morocco don't have Tony Ralston or Andy Robertson or John McGinn for that matter. They haven't a chance. Milky Moo is trolling, because don't let me start calling Morocco's ballers names. You might say, damn, I wish we had some of those guys. But Super John McGinn, you know, we got McGinn. Let's see what John can do tomorrow. Player that I like still, a good player. But let's see what him can do tomorrow, people, against, I think it's going to be a tougher opponent for them than the first opponent. You know, nothing against Haiti, but Morocco is just a better team at the moment, you know. Yeah, Milky Moo. You trolling, Milky Moo. Anyway, people, big up again. I am Jason Gooner. This is Jason Gooner TV. And from the studio, another brilliant day of World Cup football. We'll be back tomorrow night to do it all over again. You guys have a great evening of rest. Those overseas, enjoy the rest of your day. Big up, and thanks so much for tuning in. Logan, David J, Milky Moo, Joseph Brown, Apache, who else? Jagans, D. Madre, Joe from over Australia side. Big up to Joe. Conrad Smith, my boss. Ronnie M passed through. Curry's passed through. Yeah, man, a lot of those passed through. Anybody who may never name, no disrespect, but it is that time. Once again, I am Jason Gooner. This is Jason Gooner TV. And until tomorrow, people, enjoy the rest of your day, night, whatever time it is. Big up!